Imagine a city lost to time, hidden within the fiery embrace of sandstone cliffs. A place where the echoes of a vanished civilization whisper on the wind. This is Petra, a wonder carved by human hands over 2,000 years ago, then swallowed by the desert sands. Who were the people who built this monumental city? What secrets lie buried within its tombs and temples? Join us as we journey into the heart of Petra, unlocking the mysteries of a lost world, a world of ingenious engineering, astronomical alignments. Petra, the rose-red city, half as old as time and twice as enigmatic.
Deep in the rugged landscapes of southern Jordan lies an ancient city carved entirely from rose-red sandstone cliffs, a place so extraordinary it defies imagination. What secrets are etched into its time-worn facades? Who crafted these monumental wonders, and how did they vanish into history? This is Petra, the lost city of the Nabateans. Rediscovered in 1812 by Swiss explorer Johann Ludwig Burckhardt. It opened a window into a forgotten civilization that thrived over 2,000 years ago. As we traverse its narrow passageways and towering canyons, we'll unravel the enigmas surrounding this ancient metropolis. Our journey begins at the Sick, a dramatic entrance formed by a natural geological fault. Stretching over a kilometre, its winding path is flanked by cliffs soaring up to 80 meters high. Sunlight filters through the narrow gap above, illuminating the path and heightening our anticipation. Emerging from the Sick, we're greeted by the awe-inspiring sight of Al-Khazne, the treasury. Standing approximately 40 meters tall and 28 meters wide, about the height of a 14-story building, it's carved directly into the sandstone cliff. Its elaborate Corinthian columns, pediments and sculptures fuse Hellenistic and Eastern architectural influences. How did the Nabateans, with limited technology, achieve such precision and artistry? The treasury's purpose remains debated. Was it a royal tomb, a temple, or something else entirely? Local legends speak of hidden treasures within, a theory that has captivated treasure hunters for generations. Delving deeper, we encounter the street of facades, lined with tombs and houses. Each structure tells a story, their intricate carvings hinting at Nabatean beliefs and way of life. The royal tombs, the urn tomb, silk tomb, and Corinthian tomb, showcase the grandeur afforded to Petra's elite. Ascending 800 rock-cut steps to the monastery, Ad-Der, we meet one of Petra's most impressive monuments. Measuring 47 meters wide and 48 meters high, nearly the height of a 16-story skyscraper and wider than an Olympic swimming pool is long, it dwarfs the treasury. Named for the crosses carved inside, it was repurposed as a Christian church during the Byzantine period. What ceremonies took place within these sacred halls? Petra is the rose-red city half as old as time, penned John William Bergen, capturing its timeless allure. But Petra's marvels extend beyond grand facades. The city's ingenious water management is perhaps its most remarkable achievement. In a desert receiving less than 15 centimeters of annual rainfall, the Nabateans developed an extensive network of dams, cisterns, and channels. This allowed them to capture and store rainwater, transforming Petra into a lush oasis capable of supporting up to 30,000 people. Recent discoveries have unveiled complex hydraulic engineering rivaling modern systems. Ceramic pipelines and rock-cut channels demonstrate sophisticated understanding of hydraulics. Petra's location made it a critical nexus of trade routes connecting Arabia, Egypt, Syria, and the Mediterranean. Wealth from the incense and spice trade fueled its prosperity. However, shifts in trade routes and the rise of sea trade led to its eventual abandonment. Nearby, Little Petra, Sikh al-Barid, adds to the historical tapestry. This smaller canyon features buildings and tombs carved into cliffs, possibly serving as a suburb or caravan rest stop. The painted house within boasts one of the few surviving Nabatean frescoes, a rare glimpse into their artistry. The grandeur of Petra invites comparisons to other megalithic structures. Stonehenge's sarsen stones weigh up to 25 tons each, transported and erected vertically. In contrast, Petra's monuments are intricately carved directly into sandstone cliffs, requiring precise removal rather than movement of stone. This subtractive process demanded a different engineering mastery, much like a sculptor releasing a figure from marble. Comparing Petra to Machu Picchu reveals fascinating parallels. Both ancient cities adapted to challenging terrains, showcasing their civilization's ability to harmonize with nature. The Inca engineered terraces and water channels to manage rainfall, akin to the Nabateans' water systems. Culturally, both sites reflect deep spiritual connections. Machu Picchu aligns with astronomical events, and researchers suggest Petra's design incorporates celestial alignments. Could these similarities indicate a universal approach among ancient peoples to architecture and astronomy? To grasp Petra's scale, imagine the megalithic blocks used in its construction. Some stones weigh several tons, comparable to the largest blocks in the Great Pyramid of Giza, which weigh up to 80 tons. Yet unlike the pyramids, where stones were quarried, transported and assembled, Petra's grand edifices were hewn directly from cliffs. This required not only architectural vision, but precise execution. Any error was irreversible. It's akin to carving an entire cathedral into a mountainside, a feat challenging even today. Conspiracy theories have swirled around Petra. Some speculate it was more than a trading hub, a repository of ancient knowledge or sacred relics. Theories suggest the Ark of the Covenant or extraterrestrial artifacts could be hidden within its depths. These notions, while lacking evidence, fuel the imagination and underscore Petra's enigmatic allure. Popular culture further cements Petra's place in modern mythology. In 1989, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade featured the treasury as the entrance to the Temple of the Sun, where the Holy Grail was hidden. This portrayal introduced Petra to a global audience, sparking renewed interest. As Indiana Jones said, "It's not the years, honey. It's the mileage."
One stunned researcher remarked, "These marks look as if they were made yesterday, with tools we don't even fully understand today. Could this be proof of a lost technology, or something far stranger?"
Across the deserts of Egypt, the highlands of Peru, and the jungles of Southeast Asia, colossal stone blocks sit in eerie silence. Their surfaces are polished to mirror-like perfection. Edges are razor-sharp. Seams are so tight not even a human hair could slip between them. And perhaps most unsettling of all, some of these blocks weigh hundreds of tons, yet they appear to have been shaped as easily as if they were clay. How could Bronze Age tools, fragile copper chisels and pounding stones have achieved this? Or is there something more we are not seeing? Take, for example, the mysterious basalt blocks at the base of Egypt's pyramids. Basalt is harder than iron, yet these stones bear circular drill holes with spiral grooves etched into them, marks strikingly similar to those left by modern power drills. Egyptologists argue these were carved with primitive methods, but engineers examining the stones insist the evidence suggests something far more advanced, perhaps even rotary tools powered by methods we no longer understand. And Egypt is only the beginning. Thousands of miles away in the Peruvian Andes lies Sacsayhuaman, a fortress of gigantic stones fitted together with such uncanny precision that no mortar was ever required. The blocks are polygonal, each one cut with dozens of angles, yet they lock into each other like a three-dimensional puzzle. Modern stonemasons admit that reproducing such seamless joins on this scale would be a nightmare, even with computer modeling and laser-guided cutters. But the builders of Sacsayhuaman achieved it centuries before the Inca themselves, raising the haunting question, who taught them this craft? More shocking still are the stones at Pumapunku, part of the Tiwanaku complex in Bolivia. Here, perfectly symmetrical, H-shaped blocks lie scattered like pieces of an abandoned machine. These stones are cut from andesite, one of the hardest rocks on Earth, requiring enormous effort, even with diamond tools. Yet the cuts are flawless, angles sharp to a fraction of a degree, with interior right angles carved into their cores. Some surfaces are so flat they resemble machined metal. Engineers visiting the site have openly admitted that the precision is indistinguishable from factory production. How could a pre-industrial society have managed this? Recent discoveries in advanced imaging have deepened the mystery. In 2023, 3D scanning of Pumapunku's blocks revealed that the surfaces are not just flat, they're accurate to within thousandths of an inch. This is not the work of guesswork and hammer blows. It is the signature of a standardized system, possibly involving templates, measurement tools, or technologies completely absent from the archaeological record. And then there are the whispers of something even stranger, evidence of heat. Some geologists examining Inca and Egyptian stonework have pointed to surfaces that appear as though the rock was softened, almost melted, before being reshaped. Could ancient builders have mastered a technique of stone vitrification, using heat or chemical compounds to temporarily alter stone into a workable material? If true, it would mean that they wielded a technology modern science has only begun to experiment with. Skeptics argue that we must not underestimate the ingenuity of human hands and patience. But how do we explain the tool marks that spiral like drill cores, the exact geometry of interlocking blocks across continents, or the sudden disappearance of such techniques, leaving no gradual trail of development? Advanced technology does not emerge in isolation. It leaves evidence, experimentation, prototypes. Yet in these cases, it appears in full bloom, as if passed down from a vanished source. Some researchers suggest these techniques were born of forgotten civilizations, cultures erased by time, flood, or catastrophe, leaving behind only their indestructible stone. Others wonder if these sites hold the echoes of a knowledge exchange across oceans long before Columbus, a shared science scattered like breadcrumbs across the globe. And still, the stones sit in silence. Each groove, each polished face, each impossible cut challenges us to see beyond what we believe history should be. If the past truly held tools and methods that rival our own, what else have we missed? What else lies buried beneath the sands, the forests, and the ruins? As archaeologists continue to probe these sites with new technologies, laser scanning, chemical analysis, even AI-driven modeling, the line between myth and science grows ever thinner. Are we on the verge of rediscovering a chapter of human history that was deliberately erased, or one that simply slipped into oblivion? The stones do not lie. They are the unbroken witnesses of time, and carved into their impossible surfaces may be the fingerprints of a forgotten age of technology, an age that, once uncovered, could change everything we thought we knew about the origins of civilization. The mysterious carvings etched into ancient stone hint at a technology far beyond what should have been possible thousands of years ago. But what if that same technology, or something even more advanced, wasn't just ancient, but present here on Earth today? According to whistleblower Bob Lazar, the secrets of alien engineering may already be in human hands.
Did you ask any questions about that?
No, there's no asking questions.
There's no asking questions.
No. There has to be some people
Right.
that know everything. I think a lot of that is private industry because the government is just so leaky.
Bob Lazar has been a fascinating figure in the realm of ufology and conspiracy theories for decades, captivating the public with his claims of working on alien technology at a secret site near Area 51.
You used to work at Area 51.
Well, we want to be accurate.
Okay.
Area S4.
Lazar's narrative is particularly intriguing due to his assertion of holding degrees in physics and electronic technology from the prestigious Massachusetts Institute of Technology and the California Institute of Technology, also known as Caltech. These academic credentials are crucial to his story, as they would, in theory, make him more than qualified to work on the advanced projects he described. However, Lazar's educational claims have been met with skepticism, as no records of his attendance or graduation from these institutions have been found.
Again, I forgot where the hell I am.
This lack of evidence, including the absence of any corroborating accounts from classmates or professors, has led many to question the authenticity of his educational background. Further scrutiny of Lazar's academic history suggests he might have pursued education at a junior college or taken electronics courses elsewhere. While commendable, these alternative educational paths would not typically qualify someone for the types of roles Lazar claims to have held, particularly those involving reverse engineering extraterrestrial technology. Lazar's most famous claim centers around his alleged employment at S4, a supposed secretive site near Area 51. He describes S4 as a facility embedded in a mountainside containing extraterrestrial spacecrafts. According to Lazar, his work focused on understanding and replicating the craft's advanced propulsion technologies, which he claims were powered by element 115, also known as moscovium, a then unknown element. Despite the detailed nature of Lazar's descriptions, the US government and military have consistently denied the existence of a facility like S4 and any employment of Lazar in projects involving extraterrestrial technology. The lack of verifiable evidence supporting Lazar's employment or the existence of the technologies he describes has been a significant obstacle in validating his claims. The skepticism surrounding Lazar's narrative is compounded by the absence of evidence confirming his educational background. Without concrete proof, Lazar's extraordinary assertions remain a subject of debate, leaving his credibility in question among critics and supporters alike. In the enigmatic world of Bob Lazar and his allegations about Area 51, there's a detail that continues to intrigue both skeptics and believers. Lazar's description of a unique hand scanner used for security at the S4 facility. This isn't your ordinary biometric device that we're accustomed to today, such as fingerprint or retina scanners. According to Lazar, this scanner was far more sophisticated, focusing on the bones within the hand through a series of light emissions. It's a compelling aspect of his story, especially considering the emergence of photographic evidence years later that corroborated the existence of similar technology used in classified environments.
In the rocky hills of Ellora in Maharashtra lies the Kailasa Temple, one of the most remarkable rock-cut temples in the world. At first glance, it looks like a multi-storied freestanding temple complex, but it was never built at all. It was carved top-down out of a single mountainside. A closer look reveals something astonishing. The temple covers an area roughly 160 by 110 feet and towers nearly 100 feet high. The courtyard is ringed by carved galleries 3 stories high, and at the center stands a sanctuary to Lord Shiva, crowned by a stone spire over 100 feet tall. What makes Kailasa especially baffling is how it was made. Ancient carvers started at the top of the cliff and excavated downward, cutting the entire structure from the surrounding rock. This daring method left no room for error. A single mistaken cut could ruin the whole work. In total, an estimated 200,000 tons of rock were removed, using only hammers and chisels. Even today, such an undertaking would be challenging. How the 8th century artisans accomplished it remains a mystery that perplexes researchers. Local lore offers imaginative explanations. One medieval legend claims the temple was carved in just a week by a divine architect to fulfill a queen's vow, a fanciful story that highlights how unbelievable the creation of Kailasa seemed even to later generations. In reality, scholars attribute the temple to King Krishna I of the Rashtrakuta dynasty around 757–773 CE. His vision resulted in one of the greatest architectural feats of the ancient world. But even attempts at destroying this megalith have failed. In the 17th century, the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb ordered Kailasa razed. After trying for years with 1,000 laborers, his men could barely hack off a few statues and ornaments. The monolithic temple would not yield. Frustrated, Aurangzeb eventually abandoned the effort. Over 1,200 years after its creation, Kailasa Temple still stands, intact and astonishing, a testament to ancient India's engineering genius. Kailasa is not the only impossible ancient structure in India. Over 1,000 kilometers to the southeast, on a windswept shore of Tamil Nadu, another marvel was carved from solid rock. At Mahabalipuram, the Pancharathas, 5 chariots, are a cluster of 5 freestanding shrines carved from a single granite outcrop in the 7th century. Though they resemble built temples, each of these structures was hewn out of the living bedrock by Pallava-era sculptors. The largest of the 5, the Dharmaraja Ratha, rises like a multi-tiered tower, while others are smaller and shaped like primitive halls or huts. Remarkably, all 5 temples were left unfinished and never consecrated as active places of worship. Work on these shrines seems to have stopped abruptly, likely after the death of their patron King Narasimhavarman in the late 7th century. To this day, the Pancharathas stand as a frozen experiment in stone, prototypes of different temple designs carved side by side from one piece of rock. Their very existence, emerging wholly from bedrock, underscores the extraordinary skill of ancient Indian stonecutters. Our journey now turns north, high into the Himalayas. In the remote Kangra Valley of Himachal Pradesh lies the forgotten Masror Temple complex, often dubbed the Ellora of the North. Here, in the 8th century, artisans carved an entire temple compound out of a single ridge of sandstone. Incredibly, 19 small temples were cut from one rock and arranged around a central shrine, much like a miniature city of stone. A still reflecting pool fronts the main shrine, which is surrounded by smaller sanctuaries, all carved from the same rock. Many of Masror's structures are damaged or incomplete. Local lore blames a great earthquake that struck long ago, halting construction midway. Indeed, ornate pillars and relief panels at Masror remain only half finished, suggesting the work abruptly stopped. For centuries, the site languished in obscurity, known only to locals. It wasn't until 1913 that British surveyors discovered Masror and brought this hidden marvel to the world's attention. Across India, these monolithic marvels share an aura of mystery and awe. Even with modern analysis, experts are still piecing together how ancient craftsmen achieved such feats with the tools of their time. While human skill and ingenuity undoubtedly drove these projects, the precise techniques and immense coordination required remain subjects of debate. In the end, the rock-cut wonders of Kailasa, Mahabalipuram, Masror, and others stand as enduring testaments to human creativity and determination. Carved directly from mountains and boulders, they blur the line between architecture and sculpture. Most of all, they remind us that the ancient world still holds secrets. We are left to marvel at these colossal creations and ask the inevitable question: how did they do it? The mystery endures, inviting us to continue exploring and seeking answers in the silent stone.
In the heart of Maharashtra, India, embraced by the silent whispers of time, stands a marvel that transcends human imagination. A temple not built stone by stone, but hewn entirely from a single colossal rock face. This is the Kailasa Temple of Ellora, the world's largest monolithic structure, a breathtaking testament to an ancient civilization whose secrets have been buried in the annals of history. Envision approaching an unassuming mountainside, only to witness an entire temple complex emerging from its depths, a sanctuary intricately adorned with sculptures, towering pillars, and elaborate reliefs. Unlike conventional constructions, the artisans of Kailasa Temple subtracted material rather than adding it. Carving downward from the mountain's peak, they painstakingly removed over 400,000 tons of solid rock to reveal this unparalleled masterpiece dedicated to Lord Shiva. But how did craftsmen over a millennium ago achieve such an extraordinary feat without modern technology? Excavating from the top down required unparalleled precision and foresight. Every chisel strike had to be perfect. A single error could compromise the entire structure. Yet the temple stands today, symmetrical and ornate, as if shaped by celestial hands. the sheer volume of rock removed is staggering. To complete this monumental task within the historically suggested timeframe of 18 years, workers would have needed to extract about 5 tons of rock every hour during 12-hour workdays. Such efficiency rivals modern engineering capabilities, raising profound questions. Did these ancient builders possess advanced tools or techniques now lost to history? Delving deeper, the mysteries multiply. Remarkably, none of the excavated rock has been found near the site. Where did 400,000 tons of stone disappear to? The absence of debris suggests methods of material removal and transport that we cannot fully comprehend. Moreover, the temple's design includes features visible only from the air. Elaborate arrangements, like the Maha Mantapa roof adorned with 4 lion sculptures forming an exact X shape, have led some to speculate about their purpose. Could these have been intended as signals for celestial beings or ancient flying machines described in Hindu scriptures, known as Vimanas? Legends surrounding the temple deepen its mystique. One tale recounts a devout king whose queen lay gravely ill. He vowed to construct the grandest temple in honor of Lord Shiva if she recovered. Miraculously, she did, and the king, bound by his promise, commenced the temple's creation. According to legend, divine intervention allowed the temple to be completed in just a week, a feat that seems impossible even today. Whether myth or metaphor, this story hints at a profound connection between faith and monumental achievement. But the marvels of Kailasa Temple are not confined to its scale and legends. Its sophisticated drainage system, still functional after 1,000 years, showcases an advanced understanding of hydraulics. Intricately carved channels manage the region's heavy monsoon rains, protecting the temple from water damage. This system was meticulously planned and integrated from the outset, reflecting remarkable engineering foresight. Equally astounding are the temple's acoustic properties. Within its vast halls, sounds resonate with harmonious clarity. Chants and musical notes amplify and echo in ways that suggest intentional design for acoustic excellence. The placement of pillars, the curvature of ceilings, and the dimensions of rooms appear crafted to enhance sound, a feature aligning with ancient traditions using sound for spiritual elevation and healing. Venturing further into Kailasa Temple, we encounter features that challenge our understanding of ancient craftsmanship. Smooth holes and niches carved into the rock suggest advanced stoneworking techniques. Some theorists propose the builders may have possessed methods to soften or even liquefy stone, allowing them to shape it with extraordinary precision. These ideas push the boundaries of conventional archaeology, inviting us to reconsider what's possible. Beneath the temple lies a labyrinth of underground passages and chambers. It's believed these tunnels form an extensive network, possibly connecting to other parts of the Ellora complex or serving as conduits for secret rituals, storage, or repositories of ancient knowledge now lost. The true purpose of these subterranean pathways remains a mystery, shrouded in silence and darkness. The temple's resilience adds another layer to its legend. In the 17th century, Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb attempted to destroy Kailasa Temple. He deployed 1,000 men over 3 years, yet their efforts resulted in only superficial damage. The structure remained steadfast, almost as if protected by the deities it honors. This echoes historical attempts elsewhere to dismantle ancient monuments, highlighting the extraordinary durability and sophistication of these constructions. Reflecting on Kailasa Temple's marvels, the architectural genius, the engineering sophistication, the artistic mastery, we are compelled to re-evaluate our perceptions of ancient societies. How could a civilization over 1,000 years ago achieve such complexity without modern machinery? Were they privy to knowledge and technologies that have since vanished? Some propose the temple's acoustic features served more than aesthetic purposes. They may have been used for healing. Ancient traditions associate sound with therapeutic properties, believing certain frequencies promote physical and spiritual well-being. Could Kailasa Temple have been a center for sound healing, harnessing vibrations to elevate consciousness? As we ponder these possibilities, unanswered questions beckon us deeper into the mystery. The absence of detailed records leaves us piecing together clues from architecture, legends, and the stones themselves. Each carving, each passage, whispers secrets of a time when art, spirituality, and science were profoundly intertwined. If you liked this video, then get ready for our next adventure. We're heading to Jordan, to the lost city of Petra. This ancient city, carved directly into the rock, is a masterpiece of engineering and a testament to the ingenuity of lost civilizations. Join us as we explore Petra's hidden temples, monumental tombs, and intricate facades. We'll uncover the secrets of its construction, its ingenious water systems, and the astronomical knowledge of its people.
Imagine a city lost to time, hidden within the fiery embrace of sandstone cliffs. A place where the echoes of a vanished civilization whisper on the wind. This is Petra, a wonder carved by human hands over 2,000 years ago, then swallowed by the desert sands. Who were the people who built this monumental city? What secrets lie buried within its tombs and temples? Join us as we journey into the heart of Petra, unlocking the mysteries of a lost world, a world of ingenious engineering, astronomical alignments. Petra, the rose-red city, half as old as time and twice as enigmatic.
Whereas it's possible for a civilization to be advanced in other ways.
Could the astonishing Kailasa Temple at the Ellora Caves, carved meticulously from a single massive rock, truly be the work of mere mortal hands?
There is a particular seal that has survived, and it shows a figure which is recognizable as the god Shiva.
This ancient architectural marvel, built in the 8th century under the patronage of King Krishna of the Rashtrakuta dynasty, stands as a monument not only to devotion and artistry, but also to an engineering prowess that seems almost superhuman.
I think we're confronted by an enormous mystery with megalithic sites all around the world, and we don't understand them properly.
With its elaborate carvings and grand scale, the Kailasa Temple has sparked a captivating debate. Was this colossal structure really constructed using primitive tools of the age, or does it bear evidence of intervention by an advanced civilization, possibly beyond our earthly realm?
Some people think that the answer is extraterrestrial visitors. I don't think that's the answer, but who knows?
Tucked away in the basaltic hills of Maharashtra, the Ellora Caves complex is an architectural marvel of ancient India. Spanning from 600 to 1000 AD, these caves house a remarkable blend of Buddhist, Hindu, and Jain heritage. Among them, Cave 16, better known as the Kailasa Temple, stands out as the crowning glory of the site. Historically referred to as Veral, the area's location along ancient north-south trade routes undoubtedly played a critical role in its development. The Kailasa Temple, known for being the largest monolithic rock excavation in the world, showcases the advanced state of engineering and architectural skills during the 8th century. This temple was not built but rather carved top-down from a single massive rock, requiring meticulous planning and execution that speaks volumes about the capabilities of its creators.
There are unexplained issues in our past, which are presently not explained by the system that teaches us about the past.
Under the patronage of King Krishna I of the Rashtrakuta dynasty, the temple was commissioned around the mid-8th century. King Krishna I, also known as Krishna Rajanam, embarked on this ambitious project to emulate the sacred Mount Kailash, the mythological abode of Lord Shiva. The temple not only served as a place of worship, but also as a demonstration of the power and artistic aspiration of the Rashtrakutas. During a period of British colonial expansion in India, British officers often ventured on expeditions for leisure and exploration. It was during one such excursion that the lush, overgrown vegetation of the Maharashtra region, which had concealed the Ellora Caves for centuries, finally gave way to one of the most significant archaeological discoveries in India.
A lot of archaeology that gets done doesn't get done because of a targeted search.
The year was 1819, and the caves, untouched and perfectly preserved as if in a time capsule, were stumbled upon accidentally by Captain John Smith and his party. The discovery by Captain Smith wasn't merely about uncovering a lost site, it was a revelation that peeled back the layers of India's rich and ancient civilization, which had thrived long before European powers set foot in the region. As Smith entered the caves, he was confronted with the grandeur of India's past, an intact cultural heritage that spoke volumes of its historical depth and complexity. However, Captain Smith left behind more than just the memory of his discovery. In what is now viewed as an act of historical vandalism, he inscribed his name and the date on a pillar inside Cave 10. At the time, such actions were common among explorers, who often left their marks as records of their presence. This graffiti, though frowned upon today, provided a tangible record marking the European discovery of the site and has since become a point of contention in discussions about heritage preservation versus the historical markers of colonial exploration. Following this accidental discovery, there was a renewed interest in the Ellora caves, leading to more systematic explorations and excavations. The Archaeological Survey of India, established in 1861, took on the mammoth task of excavating and preserving these ancient sites. Their efforts were crucial in maintaining the structural integrity and historical accuracy of the caves as they faced the dual pressures of time and increasing tourism. Detailed studies and documentation efforts were spearheaded by early explorers and scholars like James Burgess and later Ghulam Yazdani. Their meticulous work in cataloguing the sculptures, iconography, and architectural styles has been compiled into extensive reports and books, which remain invaluable resources for Indological studies today. This comprehensive documentation helps ensure that the Ellora caves, including the magnificent Kailasa Temple, continue to be understood and appreciated not just as monuments, but as gateways to India's illustrious past. The Kailasa Temple, also known as Cave 16 at the Ellora Caves, truly stands as a testament to the ancient mastery of rock-cut architecture. This stunning structure isn't just a testament to grandeur, but also to a unique construction methodology that melds religious devotion with unmatched craftsmanship. Unlike traditional buildings constructed from the ground up, this temple was carved directly out of a single massive rock, a process that required not only extreme labor but also precise planning. The effort to remove approximately 200,000 tons of rock from the site underscores the monumental human endeavor that went into its creation, likely involving hundreds, if not thousands, of laborers across several generations.
Ancient cultures all around the world preserved a memory of a high civilization, of prehistory.
Symbolically, the temple mirrors Mount Kailasa, the mythical abode of Lord Shiva, suggesting that the architects intended to create a heavenly abode on earth. This ambition is evident not just in the temple's scale, but also in its elaborate multi-storied design, which features a rare vertical expansion in rock-cut architecture. Each floor is intricately adorned with carvings and statues that bring to life stories from Hindu mythology, especially those focusing on Lord Shiva, enhancing both the religious and aesthetic appeal of the temple. Comparing the Kailasa Temple to the ancient city of Petra in Jordan highlights its unique features. While Petra is renowned for its impressive facades carved into rock faces, the Kailasa Temple goes a step further. It is not just a facade but a complete excavation, with intricate vertical carvings that make its interiors as spectacular as its exteriors. Unlike Petra's relatively plain interiors, the Kailasa Temple is elaborately detailed, with entire floors, columns and ceilings that are ornately decorated to reflect Hindu religious themes. The engineering behind the Kailasa Temple also addresses some significant challenges, such as maintaining structural integrity while removing massive volumes of rock. The architects and engineers employed their deep understanding of geology and engineering to ensure the stability and durability of the remaining structures. They even incorporated an ingenious drainage system to prevent water accumulation and erosion during the region's heavy monsoon seasons. Moreover, strategic placements of openings and alignments within the temple structure allow natural light to flood its interiors, enhancing the spiritual and aesthetic experience for visitors. The layout also facilitates the circulation of air and movement of devotees, crucial during religious ceremonies. These intriguing aspects of the Kailasa Temple, combined with the mysteries surrounding its construction, have fueled various theories about its origins and the techniques used in its elaborate design. From theories suggesting extraterrestrial influence to speculations about advanced ancient technologies or a network of secret chambers, the temple continues to be a subject of fascination and scholarly debate.
I think the dating of quite a number of megalithic sites needs to be reconsidered.
These discussions not only celebrate the architectural genius of the temple's creators, but also deepen our appreciation for this ancient marvel. Exploring the mysteries of the Kailasa Temple at a more refined level reveals a range of fascinating theories that try to explain its incredible construction. One such theory suggests that the technology and precision required for its creation in the 8th century might hint at extraterrestrial influence or the use of advanced ancient technology that has since been lost. While this idea captivates the imagination, most scholars and archaeologists believe that the temple's construction was well within the capabilities of human ingenuity at the time, pointing to similar rock-cutting techniques used across India long before the temple was built. Another intriguing theory about the Kailasa Temple involves the possibility of a network of secret tunnels and chambers beneath the complex. Local legends and some speculative reports suggest that these could have served as passages for religious ceremonies or as escape routes during invasions. However, thorough archaeological investigations have yet to confirm these claims, and the natural rocky terrain of the area makes such an extensive network rather unlikely. The alignment of the Kailasa Temple with celestial bodies forms yet another theory. Some believe that the temple, like many ancient structures, was designed in alignment with certain stars or planets to harness cosmic energies during significant astronomical events such as solstices and equinoxes. While there are notable celestial alignments at other ancient sites that lend some support to this theory, concrete evidence linking the Kailasa Temple's orientation with celestial events remains elusive. As these theories continue to pique curiosity and scholarly debate, the significance of preserving such a monumental site has never been clearer. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Ellora Caves, including the Kailasa Temple, are the focus of ongoing preservation efforts. These efforts are crucial in protecting the site's intricate carvings and magnificent structures from both natural elements and the impacts of modern-day tourism, ensuring that this ancient marvel can be appreciated for generations to come. The Barabar caves, discovered in the early 19th century, are believed to be the oldest surviving examples of rock-cut architecture in India, dating back to the 3rd century BC. They were commissioned by Ashoka the Great, the Mauryan emperor who famously converted to Buddhism after the bloody Kalinga War. These caves were meant to serve as retreats for monks and ascetics seeking spiritual enlightenment. What is immediately striking about the Barabar caves is the sheer precision and polish of their construction. The walls and ceilings are so smooth, they seem almost mirrored. The interiors are devoid of any ornamentation, emphasizing their austere and contemplative purpose. Even today, after more than 2 millennia, the echo of a whisper reverberates through these chambers, creating an ethereal atmosphere. The most iconic of the Barabar caves is the Lomas Rishi cave, distinguished by its unique horseshoe-shaped entrance, reminiscent of the Chaitya halls of later Buddhist architecture. The interior is a single spacious chamber with a vaulted ceiling, culminating in a stupa-like projection at the far end. The acoustics within the Lomas Rishi cave are extraordinary, creating a sense of otherworldly resonance that amplifies even the slightest sound. But how were these caves built? The technology available at the time was rudimentary, consisting mainly of iron chisels and hammers. Carving into the hard granite would have been an arduous and time-consuming task. Yet, the sheer scale and precision of the Barabar caves suggest a level of mastery that seems almost impossible for the time. Some scholars theorize that the Mauryans might have employed advanced techniques, perhaps even using fire to weaken the rock before chiseling. Others speculate that they might have had access to specialized tools or knowledge that has since been lost. The mystery of their construction only adds to the allure of the Barabar caves. The Barabar caves are not just architectural marvels, they are also repositories of history. Inscriptions found within the caves provide valuable insights into the Mauryan era, including Ashoka's edicts promoting peace and nonviolence. These inscriptions show Ashoka's profound transformation from a ruthless conqueror to a benevolent ruler, a transformation that reverberated throughout the Indian subcontinent. But the Barabar caves also raise intriguing questions. Why did Ashoka choose this particular location? Was it for its strategic importance, its natural beauty, or its spiritual significance? The story of the Barabar caves is far from over. These ancient marvels hold more than just questions of technique and purpose. As we dig deeper into the mystery, we find that the caves are connected to a broader network of ancient secrets, some hiding in plain sight, others concealed beneath the surface of history. The Barabar caves, it seems, are just the beginning. Let's turn our attention to the staggering amount of stone that was removed to create these caves. Carving out even one of these chambers would have required moving hundreds of tons of solid granite. While this might seem difficult enough today, with cranes and modern machinery, imagine doing it over 2,000 years ago with only basic tools. Experts estimate that the volume of rock removed from the Barabar and Nagarjuna caves combined is equivalent to the construction of an entire modern skyscraper. The caves aren't just hollow spaces, they are carefully engineered cavities with perfectly smooth walls and astonishing acoustic properties. This raises the question, were these caves intended for something far more complex than simple meditation? If we step outside the narrow confines of traditional archaeology, a number of unconventional theories begin to emerge. One of the most compelling is the possibility that these caves were not simply religious sanctuaries, but sites for ancient experiments with sound and resonance. Sound, after all, was a powerful force in many ancient cultures, believed to be a tool for healing, communication, and even construction. Could the Barabar caves have been designed to amplify certain frequencies, perhaps to aid in meditation or to access hidden states of consciousness? Some researchers propose that the unique sound dynamics within the caves were not accidental, but were the result of advanced knowledge of acoustics, knowledge that may have been lost to time. When comparing Barabar to other ancient acoustic marvels, such as the Hypogeum of Saflieni in Malta, where low-frequency sounds resonate powerfully within the subterranean chambers, the similarities are striking. In both cases, the structures amplify sound in ways that seem unnatural. Could there have been an ancient global understanding of sound technology that allowed different cultures to manipulate their environments for spiritual or scientific purposes? But even more provocative is the idea that the Barabar caves and the surrounding region could have been used for something much more practical. Some conspiracy theorists have speculated that these caves were not spiritual retreats, but part of a network of sites dedicated to early technological experiments, possibly in metallurgy or energy generation. Ancient India was known for its early advances in metallurgy, particularly with the discovery of Wootz steel, a high-carbon alloy that later became famous as Damascus steel. Could it be that the Barabar region, rich in iron ore, served as a hidden laboratory where ancient metallurgists conducted experiments in the production of alloys, harnessing the natural acoustic properties of the caves for unknown purposes? There's also the curious question of why the Ajivikas, a relatively obscure religious group, would commission such monumental works. Ajivikas were known for their strict ascetic practices, rejecting material wealth and worldly possessions. So why would they need such massive, intricately designed caves? Could it be that the caves had a dual purpose, both spiritual and scientific? Some researchers have suggested that the caves may have served as a place where spiritual leaders and early scientists exchanged ideas, blurring the line between religious meditation and scientific experimentation. This theory gains traction when we look at other caves and rock-cut structures in the region, like the Udayagiri and Khandagiri caves in Odisha, carved around the same time as Barabar. While Udayagiri and Khandagiri served more as monastic retreats for Jain monks, the designs are remarkably intricate, featuring tiered halls and passageways that hint at more than just religious devotion. Could these sites have been part of a larger network of spiritual and scientific centers stretching across ancient India? There is a growing belief that these cave complexes were not isolated projects, but rather the work of a sophisticated civilization, with knowledge that extended beyond the spiritual into fields like geometry, engineering, and metallurgy. Looking westward, comparisons with the Ajanta and Ellora caves in Maharashtra become even more intriguing. Unlike Barabar, the Ellora complex contains vast temple structures, including the breathtaking Kailasa Temple, which was carved from a single piece of rock. What ties these sites together is the sheer scale of excavation. While Barabar focuses on precision and acoustic properties, Ellora and Ajanta showcase the massive scale and intricacy of rock-cut architecture. The fact that both were created around the same time period raises questions. Were these part of a grander pan-Indian tradition of rock-cut engineering that blended religion with early scientific understanding? Could the same knowledge have flowed between these centers, each site fulfilling different roles in a complex network of spiritual, technological, and social life? There are also strange connections to be made when examining other rock-carved sites across the world. For instance, Petra, the ancient Nabatean city in Jordan, shares some remarkable similarities with Barabar. Both were carved into solid rock, both involved an unimaginable amount of labor, and both exhibit architectural features far ahead of their time. Petra, with its elaborate facades and hidden tombs, and Barabar, with its smooth chambers and enigmatic acoustics, may have been created for vastly different purposes, yet the precision and effort involved suggest that the people who built them shared a deep understanding of stoneworking and engineering. While mainstream historians argue that these similarities are coincidental, the evidence is difficult to ignore. Were these sites merely the result of isolated advances in technology, or were ancient cultures more connected than we realize, sharing techniques and knowledge across vast distances? Then there's the question of why these caves are located where they are. The Barabar caves are situated near Gaya, a place of immense spiritual significance in India. Gaya is not only home to the famous Bodh Gaya, where Buddha is said to have attained enlightenment, but the region itself is dotted with caves, temples, and religious sites. Could there be something about the land itself, something about the energy of the place, that made it a focal point for spiritual leaders and scientists alike?